Stress. It's everywhere. I have it, you have it, it's inevitable. But what exactly is it? Stress is the potentially harmful reaction that we have to certain situations. It's harmful because it causes high blood pressure, heart disease, migraines, depression, and even cancer. So, what do we do about something that is so harmful to our society and so inevitable? Is there ways to cope? How do we cope? And this is what I wanted to figure out. So I went in the library and I found this book called The Prager Handbook on Stress and Coping. And it was really ironic to me because there's this editor of the book and his name is Robert Lazarus. And we had been learning about stress in psychology, and he is apparently this big professor of psychology, and he's so great that the whole book was based on him. And he created this two-step appraisal theory for stress and how you appraise stress. And there's primary appraisal, and primary appraisal is how you feel about a stressor. Do you feel good about the test that's coming up, or do you feel bad? Is it harmful to you, or is it not? How do you feel about it? Secondary appraisal is what you're going to do about that stressor. It's the coping aspect. So now that we know what the two appraisal aspects are and how primary appraisal, how you feel about something, is going to affect your secondary appraisal, what do we do to cope? Lazarus, being the great psychologist that he is, created coping methods too. So there's a problem-focused strategy and there's an emotions-focused strategy. The problem-focused strategy is where you take the bull by the horns and you're just going head on and you're like, I'm going to fix this, I'm going to study for this test, I'm going to ace it, it's going down, it's a head on, and there's inner and outer, and you can change your views, you can change your actions, your skills, your needs, or you can change the environment around you. And then there's emotional or emotion-focused strategy where you're like, oh, well, you just change your emotions. You're like, oh, well, I don't see where I can study for this, so I'm just gonna, I'll get a D, it'll be okay. You just talk yourself into something. And so those two are going to play a lot of aspects on how you cope, what strategies you use to cope. Are you a problem focused or are you an emotion focused? That's going to be the main thing that you need to figure out before you go and figure out what you want to do to cope. Coping is such a broad subject. I can't tell you how to cope, and that's what I figured out. Coping is a person-to-person thing. Each person has their own different way of doing it, and for me, it's time-based. I like to have everything organized, and I figured that out slowly throughout the year, and especially since I wrote this paper, I need everything organized. I need to have my time for meditation and to think about what I'm going to do. And I need to have my time to study and my time to be with family and my time to be with friends. And it just needs to be organized. And I need to take my naps because I love naps and that's my way of coping. I don't feel good about something, I come home and I take a nap. And that may work for you. You can avoid things that may work for you. You can have social support, and I have so much social support. I have my family, I have my friends. That works for a lot of people. It's just whatever works for you. Do you want to meditate? Do you want to do physical activity? Do you want to avoid it? Do you want to drink alcohol? That's a coping method, which is crazy to me, but it is. Do you want to be with friends all the time? Do you want to take the problem head on? It's your decision. Overall, it is your decision. I cannot tell you how to live your life because I'm my own person and you're your own person. I cannot tell you that what your stress is coming from because I don't know you. I don't live your life. Only you live your life. You know what stresses you have and you have to figure them out. I hope that you take everything that my paper says to heart and you figure out what your true coping strategy should be because everyone should have their own and that's what's going to help you best solve your stresses. And I wish you all the best of luck in figuring that out.